Hey there, YouTubes. This is Grimweird coming back at you with more MC Eternal mod pack playthrough action for Minecraft 1.12.2. And today, I sort of got a wild hair. I wasn't in the mood to go mining in Twilight Forest because it can be yucky, and I wasn't in the mood to hit. I already have a decent amount of osmium, so I wasn't in the mood to hit the beneath for more osmium quite yet. So today I did a lot of infrastructure work. So first let's start on my armor. Since I have osmium, I was able to make Osgloglas. Yay. So Osgloglas is a combination of osmium and all of this stuff that we've been getting from the refined obsidian and refined glowstone. So we've been getting those from our mob farm, from the what is it called, mechanism tools thing. All of this drop, and we've been repairing them through this powered anvil, and then we've been smelting these in our smeltery. And so we already had a bunch of that. The other way to make those is to make two or three. I think you probably need three mechanism machines to make that stuff directly. But we haven't really needed to go there yet. So let's talk about my armor. So my armor was doing fantastic, real good. Had no complaints really about it. But I wanted to see if I could make it a little better. So originally we had demonic metal cores, and those are good. They have an excellent defense. 22.5 seems to be about the highest in this mod pack. They've got crap durability, but they still have, plenty of durability in that I've never really needed to repair them. One of the problems with them that I do have, though, is that whispering, basically you just get an occasional flavored text saying your demonic armor says things like, go kill everybody or something. So there's not a lot of usefulness there. So the addition of Osgloglas to my material bank allowed me to make Osgloglas cores. Now they are slightly lower in defense value, but a lot higher in durability. And instead of having Whispering, which was sort of useless, they have Brown Magic, Sassy, and Global Traveler, which are sort of useless. So yeah, I was wondering how these might work. So Brown Magic lets you to set a portal, and when you're holding a tool, you can set a portal and then hit a key to transfer to that place. But I wasn't sure how they would handle it with the armor you're wearing. Same thing with Sassy. You can crit on players and bosses, but I wasn't sure how that would work or if it would work on armor. And Global Traveler, again, you can shift right click on an inventory block, and then when you kill things with that tool or that weapon, things will automatically go to that inventory. None of this really makes sense with armor, and sure enough, it really doesn't do anything. So if I put my armor in my hand, I can teleport with it. So you can see here I set up a point with it, and if I hit the teleport hotkey, boom, I teleport. But that is with it in my hand. And likewise, I'm sure that I could shift right click this on an inventory, and then anything I kill by hitting it with my armor would go to this. But I'm not going to be doing that, so it's pretty meaningless. But I still did it, and I'll tell you why. One, obviously it's got a really good defense. The only other things that come close to defense are things that I don't have yet and probably won't get anytime soon. Or not real soon. But it also has a ton of durability. So that was the key. Because that allowed me to this raise in durability from 2 with demonic armor up to 90 with Osgloglas allowed me to use plates with less durability without feeling like I'm nerfing my armor. And it also turns out that that defense change isn't really changing the armor much. So the bottom line is, if I look at my bar here, right above my health, I still have a bar and a half of armor. I still have 9.5 armor toughness. So it's not really changing my armor that much, going from 22.48 to 22.27. So that's all good. And that durability again allowed me to now go with something less durable for plates. So I changed my plates up to electrical armor. I had, I think, dark steel plates, electrical armor. First, let me talk about embossment. So the other thing that we did recently was we went to the Nether and we got some of the slime to make slime crystals, these guys, which is what I needed to do for putting embossments on. I needed some of these slime balls, and I had some of these, but also you can get some of those. You can make some of the magma creams from these orange slime balls. So I had the ability to do embossment, and after looking through the embossment materials, I decided to go with, where is it? Lead. And the thing I like about lead is that it not only has heavy, which I think each piece of armor reduces your knockback by 25%. So that's nice. And then shielding, additional protection from magical attacks. So on my plates before, I had just shielding from electrical steel. So by embossing with lead outside of these three pieces, I got shielding there. So I no longer needed shielding on my plates. And that allowed me to change my plates to what? To electrical armor, which now has lightweight. And so what that is that I think there's a 5%, each piece of armor, you get a 5% bonus rate. You can sort of see it there in the mouse over things. So the line that shows your armor toughness, your knockback resistance, which is 25% from heavy, and then also that little stair step thing that says 1.05x, that is your movement speed. So each piece of armor now has 25% knockback and 1.05 or an extra 5% in movement speed. And so now on the concrete, I'm zipping around at a nice decent pace. Still feeling a bit slow out on the normal ground, but 20% better than slow, or better than before. And then I think that was, so I left the steel armor trim for Indomitable. That adds defense, so that's good. So that's the changes I made. Osgloglas for more durability. I switched from dark steel to electrical armor, and then I embossed with lead. So now basically the net of all of that is that I now have lightweight and I have a lot more durability. And you can see here, so my original armor piece, I have not repaired these at all. My original armor only had a durability of like less than 2,000, so I never repaired that. So 2,000 was plenty. I was getting to the point where maybe in another week or two I might have had to throw some demonic metal into those cores. But when I upped these, now they're a little harmed, but it's a little harmed out of 10,000 durability. So you can see the bars are all still green, and I still got a long way to go before I ever have to worry about repairing them. So that is all good. The other thing I did was I was able to put Osgloglas in various positions on a number of my tools. So what that allows me to do is these will actually do all of that stuff like Sassy and Brown Magic and Global Traveler. But for tools specifically, what I want is the brown magic. So again, what we can do there is we can, let's just go, twink. So now I am 3 floors down near my bed and my AE stuff. And so what I've done is, I think the default is N. Is that right? I don't remember. Oh no, I moved it because N is keyed to something else. There, set teleportation point for tool to be blank. So now this is my teleportation point. And so now if I move away and hit the hotkey to teleport, boom, I teleport. No hesitation, just boom, gone. And so now that allows me to do things like put different teleportation points on each of my tools. So for instance, this is my main tool that's got luck 3, but I've also got a pickaxe that is silk touch. Boom, I am over in my mob farm. And I've also put Osgloglas on my axe, which I don't think I've set it yet, but I'm going to set my axe for Twilight Forest. And my shovel, I'm probably going to set that for the Nether. And so I'll just be able to, boom, teleport without worrying about portals or any of that garbage. Haven't been over here for a while. Should double check, make sure everything's still cool. Yes. So yeah, we can now teleport around. I love me some brown magic. So another thing I wanted to do was start working on upgrading some of my thermal foundation. Missing my thermal foundation machines. So you can see here I've now got this upgraded to Enderium level, and I got a couple of more machines upgraded to reinforced. So the thing I was missing for that was thermal upgrade. So these first two were easy, Electrum and Silver, no big deal. Signalum wasn't too bad, but the Cryothium Dust, I didn't have a Blizz, haven't been able to find a Blizz. So there's this thing you can do where you can take snowballs and put liquid XP in them and they become Blizz powder. So I did that. So here is a fluid transposer, and I have some Blizz powder. So you just throw some snowballs in there. I've got it hooked up to an Ender.io fluid tank that is full of, I have tons of solidified experience from my mob farm, as in literally tens of thousands of it. So I just did that. And so now I have Blizz for days. And I was going to continue on, and might still continue on once I get things organized, for using a compactor to compact that into Blizz rods. In fact, I was thinking ahead and have made a compactor because I'm going to need some plates that I needed from this anyway. This makes all sorts of plates and whatnot. So I've already used this for making brass plates. Was it brass? No, I think it was nickel plates. Nickel plates for something else. Anyway, so I made a compactor too and set it up. But you can then use these, compact them into these, and then you can combine them with a tier 3 mob chunk and get Blizz chunks, and then use the Blizz chunks to make Blizz seeds. So just for curiosity, I went ahead and made a Solium Dagger to see how hard it was to get chunks. So I made one of these Solium Daggers. The Solium is basically you take soulstone, or you take actually cobbled soulstone, assuming you didn't silk touch it from the Nether, and then you turn it back into soulstone, or just silk touch the soulstone in the Nether. and then you can do the whole pulverize it into powder, mix it with intermedium powder, and make some solium. So I did that, and I ran around with the dagger for a little bit, and I did get a few chunks. I found that the skeleton warriors, the ones with the leather helmets that can both shoot bows and swing swords, those give tier 3 mob chunks, and that you can turn from skeleton mob chunks into just generic tier 3 mob chunks real easy. So that's all doable. I just haven't quite gotten there yet. I am starting to get ready to do some growing of stuff. So you can see here I've got a sink for cooking from blockheads over there underneath things. So then I've got a water channel coming out here for a bank of garden cloches. And the garden cloches, they take water up through the bottom. They have an on-off switch place here. They can take power either from the two sides or from the top. Since I'm going to line them up right next to each other, I went ahead and made a line of power up through the top, so we're good to go there. And then inside of them you put either a sand or netherrack or dirt or whatever you need to grow, and then the seed or whatever you need to grow on it. And of course they need to match up, so if you're growing, I don't know if you can, I assume you can put ender lilies in here by putting in stone here and the ender lily here. I haven't actually tried that, I don't think. I usually get them from a mob farm. But I'm making up a bunch of sugar cane because I need a bunch of paper. And I will probably make 4 or 5 more at least garden cloches. I haven't progressed on my food for a long time because we hit sort of a wall with 150 new foods needed for the next one, of which we've still got 89 to go. So until I get more into setting up some cows in a bottle and growing a bunch of Pam's Harvest Craft seeds for all the different types of stuff, we're going to stagnate a little on growing beyond 30 hearts. But now that I've got power and the ability to make stuff, we can start working on that again. Alright, so what else? I got one of these engineering tables as a reward, and this allowed me to make the iron mechanical components and vacuum tubes necessary for garden cloches. So I set that up there for right now. Another sticking point for us was latex. So as you may recall, I have been growing spirit rubber trees, which this is about cached. I need to replant. Actually, I probably don't. I have 26,000 logs of rubber wood. I'm probably good. And 9,889 rubber saplings. I may have enough. The reason I've kept going is because the drop rate on the sap is actually really low. If you use a tree tap to suck the sap out, then it's better, I assume. But doing it this way, you're only getting the sap that comes from breaking the tree. So that's why I've sort of left it go and why I'll probably replant it. But we're getting to a point where we got lots of stacks of that too to turn into rubber. So that's good. We're going to need that for some stuff probably. Or maybe not. Not seeing a huge need for most of that stuff. Balloons, don't care. Well, there is a thing that there's a quest for making something like 1,000 rubber chickens or something. So we'll find some use for it. But the main thing I've been doing with it, the reason I've been doing this is actually for plastic, not rubber. So I've set up a system here to put, so this is a block placer. So what it does is it just places the logs right here, and then these three things are tree fluid extractors. And what they do, these three don't need power. They just plain suck sap out of as latex out of logs, and as they do so, they destroy them. Let's go ahead and pull all this out so that it goes again. So what we've got is these sucking sap out of here, and as they do so, they break the things, and then this automatically puts them back down. And then if we take a look at how this is all wired up, I've got a sink down there, and I've got a power point, let's go down in here. So I've got one of my flux points for power, feeding into power cables, power conduits. I've got a cooking for blockhead sink feeding water in. Water is required by just this guy. And then I've also got liquid ducts to take the liquid latex from these three. You can see down in here. I've got them just going up to the bottoms of these three tree fluid extractors. So those fluids are all coming out and then up into the latex processing unit. Water is coming out of here and up into the latex processing unit. Just got power going up into the block placer to place new tree whenever these get done breaking it. As they suck the latex out, it starts getting that cracking thing. You can see those two dark dots are the beginning of it cracking. And then this just fills up with tiny dry rubber, which can then be turned into dry rubber. And then dry rubber can be smelted through the machine of your choice into plastic. So I now have a lot of plastic, and I'm pretty automated for making a lot more plastic. So we are good to go on plastic. I'm sort of used to overdoing it because I'm used to these expert mod packs where everything takes more. And so while this mod pack is challenging initially because the mobs are tough, at least it doesn't have all the jacked up recipes that make automation and grinding of material really horrible. So you can see here this log is starting to crack more as these continue to suck latex out of them. Oops. Alright, let's go ahead and get that out of my inventory real quick. Come over here because it's easier to use than my self-made one. Too far. This thing doesn't necessarily seem super fast, but on simple recipes like this, it's actually smelting 3 at a time since it has 3 entries. So you can see it goes 18, 21. So it'll actually smelt 3 things at once, which is why this moves a bit faster here. And it also reacts well to, in current power situation, it reacts well to speeding it up. Boom. So we got tons of plastic, so that's good. What else is going on? Let's see. I think the only other thing I did was that. Let me put this away, and then I'll tell you about my material stoneworks. Yeah, I'm already up to 264 plastic, so we're good to go with plastic for a while. Put that away, put that away. Put that up there, and that up there, that up there. Alright, So this little beastie from Industrial Foregoing, actually let's talk about, because you have to do some stuff to get that. So Industrial Foregoing is a very nice little tech mod, but one of the things it requires is it requires plastic, which I've shown you how we're getting plastic. The other sort of component that it requires is pink slime. So let's talk about pink slime real quick. As you can see, I've moved my my critters down here, and I went out and captured a few more in golden lassos to beef up the herd to a more reasonable size. So what I've got here is an animal feeder. Basically, you put whatever you want in it, like that works as animal food, like for instance here, wheat. And then it will automatically, if it's on, feed animals when they are ready to be fed for mating. And then it originally starts with only an area of 1 by 1 in front of it. But you can see here, if I show area, I've got it +4. So the range works, that's basically +4 to the left, +4 to the right, and then it just carries it out 9 to make a cube. So that's how you calculate your thing. You basically put it where you want it, and these mods add 4 to the left, 4 to the right, and then turn it into a square. So that is going. Let's turn that area of effect off. But I usually make this a bit bigger, but again, I don't need a lot of pink slime in this one. So this will actually will have served its purpose very soon. So in here we have got a baby animal separator. If we take a look at this, it's also got a +4 in either direction for a total of 9 by 9. And what it does is whenever a baby animal shows up here, like say after the animal feeder breeds them, it sucks them into this spot where the mob slaughter factory, with its area of just this 1 by 1, kills them. I know, it's horrible. This is the most gruesome thing I do in Minecraft. Oh, and we get to see it in action. So babies appear, they get sucked into through the baby animal separator, and then they get mulched. Poor things. And they get turned into pink slime and liquid meat. Now, the liquid meat is used in some weird process of making mineral meat that I don't usually bother doing. But the pink slime, I do need more of that, so let's go work on that. What time is it? It is sunset. So let's sleep. And then head to our mob farm, which is, I need to get away, I think, from my peace candles that prevent things from spawning. So we're going to come out here, and what you do with the pink slime is you need to get it to spawn into actual slime. So we're going to throw it out here in little 1 by 1 spots and wait for it to turn into slime like one over there just did. And there's another one. So we're going to whack it with our looting sword. The timing on this is really random. See, that one was almost immediate. And yet those two over there are taking their sweet time. I generally find that the closer you are to dusk, when you want to get out of here before all the monsters start spawning around you, that's when it seems to take the longest. And of course I'm joking, but I'm really not joking. Alright, and so you usually get, like, I'd say, without looting or luck, without, what have I got on here? Looting. Without looting, you usually get, I'd say, 1 or 2. With luck 3, you get more like, 2 to 5 or 3 to 5. And so this was the second one that I placed, and it's taken a long time, so there is definitely some randomness to it. And there you go, we got 18 more. I think that might be enough. Now we can use our brown magic from Osgloglas that is now on our tools to teleport back here. Okay, so the reason I bring all that up is that a lot of these industrial foregoing ones require pink slime and plastic. So now you're seeing how I'm using rubber trees for my astral sorcery spirit tree farm, and then pink slime from my animal farm to get those. That's how I'm getting this material stonework factory. And in this mod pack you can use different machine cores from different things. This one uses steel and osmium, so I definitely don't want to use that one. This one isn't too bad, but it does require a tin gear. This one is annoying. It takes iron bars, which I have a bunch of that I looted from dungeons, but also it takes grains of affinity, which are not bad to make, but why bother? So I've been using the Tesla Core machine case. This one just uses iron and wood, which is easy, and a block of redstone, which is easy. So keep that in mind, that you might have different recipes to use there, and pick the one that fits your resources. So what we got going on here? Are you paused? What's going on? It seems to be paused or something. Anyway, what this powerful thing does when it's not confusing me is it has a whole bunch of recipes to basically turn cobblestone into damn near anything else. So I had like 116,000 cobblestone in my dank null, and you can set it up to make smooth stone, stone bricks, crumbly bricks, polished stone, gravel, sand, glass, sandstone, smooth sandstone, silicon, which is nice, and compressed sand. You can do all the compressed stuff too. So what I've got it doing is I'm setting it up to basically, I've got it here where we got power coming in from the bottom. We've got just an item duct going from here to there. It sucks cobblestone automatically from the compacting drawer here next to it. So you can see it's full up there. I'm not sure why it's not sucking out stone. This isn't full, is it? Oh, it's full. No wonder. Alright, so that's why it stopped. It's full up on stone, which is fine. What am I doing? Oh, here's what I'm doing. So we'll button that back up. So it'll automatically suck cobblestone out of this compacting drawer into itself. And then, based on how these 4 buttons are set, it will make various products in certain places. And then based on how these are set, you can control whether things will be shipped out or not. So you can see right now that I've got this button set, which is furnace, which turns cobblestone into smooth stone. And then for the blue thing here, if we look here, I've highlighted blue, and for the blue I've said it's okay to ship it out going down. And that's where I'm shipping it over to there. It didn't seem to want to ship straight over into the compacting or into the drawer controller, so that's why I have keys under there. But if we pause this, and it's backed up because that 8,192 smooth stone is 128 stacks of 64. So I am done making that. So let's make something different. Well, I'm going to need sand and gravel for more for more concrete. I need to make a bunch of concrete for the floor below us. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's change it to sand. So this is new. The recipes, when this is in a mod pack, often the recipes are different, so I'm not exactly sure. So I have to keep looking up what the recipes are. But I want to make sand, so that's going to be pick and pick. So this is paused. We're going to change this to pick and pick. And then that is going to go from stones, so we want to turn this off so that it doesn't suck that out, to here, so we're going to want to turn that to down. And then I don't know if it'll make stone. I think this needs to be gravel. Yeah, it's not going to do it. So let's go ahead and pull out that. And now you can see it's turning cobblestone to gravel with the pickaxe, and now it's turned, and then it turns that into sand, and the sand is getting pulled out and sent into the controller, which is putting it into my compacting drawer. And this thing's going pretty fast. I have put in the energy upgrade 1 and 2 and speed upgrade 1 and 2, so this thing is hauling a bit of butt. Yeah, so there you go. So basically I'm going to make 8,000 of each of these things, and then I'm going to make, quite a bit of gravel and sand, since I need to make a lot of concrete. I have a lot of floors to cover up with concrete so that I can run faster because of the concrete speed buff. And that's all good to go. So this thing is a beast. And not only is it a beast, but then if you are in a mod pack that is like a skyblock kind of mod pack that has sieving for putting things into those auto sieves, using this to feed those gets really ridiculous really quick. Okay, we're still doing good on our storage space, but this all reminds me that the next thing that I really wanted industrial foregoing, and the reason we want more pink slime, or wanted more pink slime, was I'm going to go ahead and do some laser. There just doesn't seem to be any place to find good lots of big veins of Certus quartz, and I need Certus quartz. So the laser drill requires a white laser lens, which requires 4 pink slime, and we want to make 4 laser drills. So I have 3 laser drills, so let's make the last one of those. Alright, and then I'm using the recipe with the machine case, and I need another glowstone. Machine case, boom. Alright, so I got my 4 laser drills. You can use 1 to 4. 4 definitely is better. And then a laser base. And for those of you who have not used this before, let's set it up and I will show you how it works. So basically you put a laser base in the middle, and then a couple spaces in each direction. You put laser drills pointing into the laser base. And the laser base, let's put it down for a second so I can remember how many lenses you can put in it. So it takes power, or no, it doesn't. It takes work. So the laser drills take power, and they do the work, and then they beam that work into the laser base in the middle. And every time the work goes up, it does a mining action. And so you can also then put lenses in here to up your chances of certain ores. So we want Certus quartz from a laser, and that uses a light gray laser lens. And then what we want to look at here is the height that it wants it at, which is Y20 to Y63. It has a weight of 3. That just means the higher that number, the more of it you're going to get compared to other stuff. And then the biomes, anyone is whitelisted. However, Hell and the End are blacklisted. So in theory, we could put this in the Beneath, or in Twilight Forest, or any place else. We're just going to have it in here, though, of course, the Overland, because I don't think there's any benefit to putting it anywhere else. So we're going to want, what is that? We're going to want 6 light gray lenses. 6 times 4 is 24, so we do not have all of the pink slime we need quite yet. So I'm going to pause here, and I'm going to get some more pink slime. And when I can make 6 light gray lenses, we will set up the laser base. I still got to also figure out where I want to put it. So let me do that, and I will be back in a moment. Alright, so I got my 6 light gray lasers to predispose our laser base to pulling up Certus quartz. And also, I should say that pulls up Certus quartz, charged Certus quartz, salt ore, and tin ore. Now, if we wanted to change this a bit, so you can see here, they do them at different levels. So I am down at the Certus quartz, and charged Certus quartz is Y20 to Y63. I am down at Y equals 55, which is why I've decided to do it on this floor. So we're actually low enough to take tin out of the equation. What do I put? Here we go. So uses this. So we should not, unfortunately, salt is everywhere, so we're going to be getting salt at a decent level. But now we're too low for pulling up lots of tin, which is fine. I actually wanted to concentrate on Certus quartz. So that is why we are where we are. But I'll have these, so if I decide I need a bunch of tin, I can always move this upstairs. So how you set these up, when you place the laser drills, they face away from you, and they automatically connect to a laser base that is one away from them. So you could have, at least 1 up to 4 of these laser bases, of these laser drills, which basically do nothing but take power. And they will take those upgrades like we have on the material stonework. So I'll make upgrades for these if our power... I should have enough power to run this. So I'll make 4 sets of those. We'll come in here. We're going to put lenses in here. So you can have 1 to 6 lenses in here to help guide what your laser base is pulling up. Now I should point out that it's not actually removing blocks from the world, so it doesn't need, it's not like the digital miner or some other mining things. It's not actually pulling blocks out of the world, it's manufacturing them out of thin air, sort of like the environmental tech miners do. So that is good. And then this is where it's going to put ore, so it has room for 18 stacks. We're going to go ahead and power it up. So let's go ahead and... We don't need to power the thing in the middle, but we do need to power the 4 drills. And we might as well connect that power up in the middle. And then... see, we're going to want a PowerPoint. Need to make a few more of those. We'll throw that there. We will say spend it. And we'll slap doink that on there. And now we have power to the 4 drills. And so the drills create work and they beam that work into the laser base in the center. So now this will get stuff every time it gets to 100% work. And so putting speed upgrades in these will get more work beamed into the laser base faster, making this thing go faster. And you can also change your drill depth. So right now it's at 0, so it's going to be mining at 55, which is fine. But let's say we did want to change to 10. Instead of moving this, we could go plus, I think, and we can essentially laser above us and get 10 from up above. I assume. I usually don't play with that. I usually just put it where I want it. Now, obviously, we're weighting it towards stuff for the light gray laser lens, but we're still going to get other junk as well. So now the last thing we need to do, we need to button up the floor. Let's see. So we'll... and I didn't bury those enough to button things up. Let's go ahead and do that. What the hell? May as well make it look somewhat organized and nice. I tend to like to hide my cables when I can. Just keeps things looking a bit nicer. So we're going to go here. Uses up a bit more cables, but what the heck. Alright, so there. There, and then we'll slap this on top here. Alright, we're in business again. And now we can button this up. There, all nice and neat. And now, so another thing we're going to do is I want to be able to walk away from this. So, sulfur ore from the between lands. Oh, that's sort of handy. Oil shale, cool. Interesting. So we're going to want to pull stuff out of here. For now, I'm going to go ahead and put that into a crate. Now here's something that confused me the first time I did these. We're going to suck stuff out of here, right? But if we put an ion conduit or something and start pulling things out, we're going to pull all the ore out, but we'll also pull out the laser lenses, which is annoying as all heck. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull this out, and we're going to go, we're going to grab one of my filters, and we are going to put that there for extraction, and we are going to blacklist pulling out light gray laser lenses. And yeah, so that should work now. So now we won't pull the lenses out when we start extracting all the ore into this crate. And this looks sort of ghetto, but we'll do something a bit better if we keep using this. So we're going to import, and we're going to extract, always active, blacklisting our lenses, and there you go. We've pulled everything out. Things coming into here. Our light gray lenses have gotten us a couple of salt. I think even with 6 lenses, charged Certus quartz and Certus quartz is going to be, more common in our box here, but not guaranteed. So we'll get all sorts of other stuff too, which is fine. I don't mind that at all. Now, normally what I would do here, when I say clean this up, normally what I would do here probably is pull this into an ender chest and feed that ender chest into a set of drawers that holds all the ore. And then if I don't want to clog up my AE system, you can have like a big old wall full of ore drawers to have automated mining feed into that. And since sometimes I end up with tens of thousands of ores, like I might end up with tens and thousands of tin while I'm looking for, 1,000 Certus quartz. So that's why I don't necessarily go directly into my AE system with it. But yeah, things are moving along. So now we'll just sort of let this run. Let's go ahead and make upgrades for this, and just I'll show you how much faster it goes. And then we will check our power to make sure we're not overpowering our system. Oh, and I have got plenty of gravel now, 11,000 gravel. Let's switch briefly over to... You know what, I think I'm going to pause that for right now just because I want to see what this looks like. And in fact, I'm going to steal those because we don't need this thing going that fast anymore. That is going to last me plenty of time. I'll just run a little bit of slow polished stone and sandstone through it. And then I should be good to go for quite some time there. But let's take a look at these. We want to make... it took me for a while when I first started playing with this mod to realize that you could upgrade this industrial foregoing stuff. And that's because, pardon me, the upgrades actually come from Tesla Core Library, and so it's a different name. And how these work is you make the bases, and then you can have any of these four in there, but they don't stack. So there's usually 4 spots in a machine, so you can have 1 energy upgrade 1, 1 energy upgrade 2, 1 speed upgrade 1, 1 speed upgrade 2, or you can just have a speed upgrade 2. Whatever you want to do. You don't have to put a 1 in to put a 2 in. Basically, you can just... These are the 4 things you can do. And I usually put all of them in there, because why not? So... I think I made more... Let's see, so we want 4 of these. Okay, and now I am out of... Let's see it. Tesla. There we go. So I'm going to need a bunch more of these. This is why I set up the garden cloche, because I needed more paper. And these do get a little spendy for if you're early in the game and low on diamonds. So just beware of that. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Okay, whoops. I wanted to do this one. Okay, now I'm getting all confuzzled because I'm talking instead of thinking. Let's see, so I want blah, 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 blah. So I need 2 more of these, and I don't want to consume my level 1s. I want to just make them straight out. We'll just upgrade one of the lasers now to show you, and then I'll upgrade the rest in between episodes. And then I'm going to want 1, 2, 3 of those. And one, need more diamonds. Need to get some auto crafting going, which is why I'm so interested in getting some Certus quartz going. Okay. And that is actually enough for all 4, because I spaced out. So now we can do that. And so now you can see this is how fast it's going. And it's possibly using more RF than I have. It says 220 RF per tick. And approximately and then it fires approximately 11 ticks. Although I'm not always sure, this always doesn't always seem to pencil out. Let's just go ahead and finish these up. So if we take a look here, it's going 100 RF per tick every 30 ticks. And now it's going 220 RF per tick every 11 ticks. If we just put the speeds in, 225 every 40, 225 every 11. So I think this, yeah. So basically, this makes it fire. So this makes it use power faster, put power into work faster, and this lets you fire or get your work with less energy total. So they're a little weird, but the bottom line is biomessence ore, nice. Lithium. Ooh, we're getting biomes of plenty stuff. Cool. Since I did a default world build instead of a biomes of plenty world build, I haven't actually seen any biomes of plenty ore, so it's nice to be pulling it out of this laser drill. Cool. So we're getting stuff. 4 salt and 2 Certus quartz. So the Certus quartz still is on the rare side. However, I probably will let this run overnight while I sleep, and then I should have Certus quartz when I wake up in the morning, because that's the kind of cheese factory I am. Alright, so we are going there. Pick up some of this. Check out my pink slime. Alright, so I have... just going to let this go. I actually have most of the pink slime I need. I can always re-dye these 6 lenses, but if I want to change them to other colors. So on the whole, I pretty much am done with this stuff over here. Now we just want to let that run. So the only thing left now is to verify that I'm not overstressing my power creation. But I did also put an Enderium upgrade on this bad boy, so it's now up to 150 million capacity, and we are staying pegged. Cool. I'm going to go turn on my material stonework again. What do I need more of? I could use some more sand. So I think sand is this. Yes, maybe, no? Yes. But I need to change the thing to not pull out that, and to pull out that, and then away we go. I don't have upgrades in here anymore, but it's still going plenty fast. So let me see. Let's make sure this is running still. It is not. Let's pull that out. Okay, so now I got my garden cloche and my material stonework and my laser drills running, and nice. We're still good on power. Beautiful. All right, that is it. Let me pause here and see how much time we've got left, and if we have time, maybe we'll go do something else real fun real quick. Be right back. All right, we've got a few more minutes to squeeze in a little combat. So let's see. This has been going now for several minutes. We're up to 7 Certus quartz. So we're definitely getting more of that than other stuff, except for salt, which also is from those lasers. Haven't got any charged Certus quartz yet, but this is going to be 3 times more prevalent than the charged stuff. Looks like we are getting a healthy amount of tin. Like I said, I don't always believe all the tooltips on these things, so that's why I'm keeping track of it. As long as I'm getting Certus quartz at a healthy rate, over and above all the rest of the junk, I am pretty happy. I am happy to be getting glowstone and diamond too, so that's sort of nice. Anyway, so that's cruising along. So we'll just let that go and go and go. Let's sleep. And then one of the things I found while I was out running around was those little red witch doctor guys from Mousy's mobs. have little boss spawn areas. And so I thought maybe we would go, there it is, maybe we would go whoop on that guy. It's our mob farm. We haven't really looked at the base from the sky much. So there it is in all its glory. Still a little bland looking on the walls, especially this face of it, but it's alright. Might juice it up a little bit here soon. These guys, these little red guys, we're going to go visit their boss because I'm sick of them. This place also needs a little sprucing up, decorating. I have not gotten around to turning nuclear craft back on. I keep forgetting about it, the radiation back on, but I want to be used to skirting around nuclear wastelands so that when I do turn it back on, before I start actually using nuclear craft, because I want to go for the full experience, I want to make sure that I am in the habit of skipping that. I don't think I've looked in one of those places yet, those little buildings. Alright, so when I got close to this, I started getting rained down meteors on me, or, some sort of damage. So they got a bunch of little huts over there. Their boss is sitting on that big throne thing. When I got close to him before, there started being all sorts of explosions from some sort of defense that they have going on. So let's just go ahead and head on in here. I think we need to kill the boss ASAP, because I think he's the one throwing explosions at us. Ooh, and all of his little buddies died too, or some of them did. So that was a little anticlimactic, because my bow is really good, thanks to the bow itself, and also to the leveled up perks and the astral sorcery perks, which give me so much bonus draw speed and crit and projectile damage. So a little anticlimactic, but what do we got here? We got some sort of fancy thing here. Never breaks. Equip, then right click with Barbacoa mask to spawn followers. Oh, that's sort of cool. Command some of these guys myself. We got some interestingly painted acacia wood. We got a whole bunch of hay bales, so this would be a good place for some food. Lots of skeleton skulls. Lots of skulls. Lots and lots and lots of hay bales. I have plenty of hay, but if I run short, I might have to come back over here and steal theirs. So that's a whole lot of wheat. You guys probably know this, of course, but a hay bale is basically a combo block of 9 wheat. So you can break each of these hay bales down into 9 wheat. I'm not seeing any treasure per se. What's this? This is... it was some sort of fire or something. Hey, there's another meteor. There's some lava underneath there. Alright, well, I'm not seeing a lot of treasure here, so maybe it's just all about the all about killing the boss and getting that mask. That is a pretty cool mask. Let's try it out real quick. Let's get over here. We'll try it out and then we'll go fight those guys. Wait, maybe click it from here. What's it say? Equip, then right click with Barbacoa mask. What's a Barbacoa mask? Is that the name of these guys? That doesn't seem to do anything. Right-clicking with that. Right-click. Oh, maybe I right-click with this. Oh, hey. I've got a guy. Oh, nice. I've got a reason to keep these now. Alright, buddies. Oh, they took off. I love the sound effects of these guys. Hey, yeah. I need to go find somebody to whoop. Come on, boys. Let's go find somebody to whoop. Wonder how well they keep up. Oops, I shot my follower. They try and do that thing where they circle you like they do their other bosses. So when you have 5 of them, you're going to have like a little bodyguards. One on each side. Let's test out just how far these guys will follow you. I don't know if there's some sort of time limit or something on them. But let's fly home and see if they follow. They're cute and I like them, but I don't want them following me forever probably. And of course I could have just teleported home. So maybe I'll stop over here in the grass and see if they follow me this far. And then I'll teleport the rest of the way. You still with me, boys? Did I lose you? I think I lost them. Alright, well that was fun. I might start saving those masks when I kill those guys. And try that out. No masks. How can that be? My old hunting spot here. Block that. I usually just kill them with my swords, but sometimes it's fun to zap them. Alright, so now I got some more masks. I think I'll just save them for use another time, though. Alright, with that, we are probably past due to call it an episode, but much has been accomplished. How am I doing here? So, what was I making again? Making sand. Okay, this is going much more slowly and much more calmly without the upgrades in it, which I probably don't need those upgrades, but I knew I was going to probably pull them out for my laser drills, because this I do want to go fast. Alright, so we're definitely getting more of the salt and that, and we're getting more tin as well. which I don't mind. I don't have a ton of tin, and tin is useful. So the thing here where it says um, tin at 64. Oh, I see what it does. When you get these little arrows here, I forgot about this. So it'll really get you tin between 64 and 96, but it also still pulls in extra tin from 0 to 255. So I forgot that there are different weightings. So when you see these little arrows, you need to check that. So weight is 1 everywhere and 3 where we're at. So we got that set right. Yeah, and then this only happens between 20 and 63. This only happens 0 to 255. And this one has the arrow, so you really get a lot of tin, 64 to 96, but we still do have, I think, twice as much tin as normal, or whatever weight 2 means, more tin, anywhere from 0 to 255 with the light gray laser lens. Okay, good. That explains why I am seeing an uptick in tin. In the long run, I should end up, so this is a weight of 2 and this is a weight of 3. So I should end up in the long run, and this is a weight of 3, I believe. So in the long run, I should open up, or was this 3? I don't remember. Bottom line is, I'm getting some Certus quartz. That's all I really care about. I'm going to need a little dribble of charged Certus quartz too, but I can always charge it manually by just putting it in a charger. So that's all good. Biomessence ore. Interesting. Destabilized redstone. Ooh, dimensional shard ore. Alright, alright. I'll take that. Where is that supposed to come from? Maybe nowhere? I don't know. I will take that. If we get some extras of that, we'll get into some RF tools junk. Let's see, we can use that to make these, which we can use those. To make this, we're going to need a lot more power probably to get into making our own pocket dimensions with RF tools dimensions, but I have been itching to play with that again because it can be super powerful. However, the last couple mod packs I've played with, it has been so locked down. There's been so gated that you can't really get to it, and by the time you get to it, there's no real reason to get to it. All right, well, that's it. Let's call it an episode. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you later.